Hello, welcome to my house and welcome to my channel. I'm Laura Cepeda and today I'm very excited to have all of you in my house like every Wednesday. Today I'm going to show you the second part of this beautiful dress. I'm going to show you how you can make the skirt. You will see that it's so easy, and we are going to use now the yarn that comes in different colors. Okay, I will give you again the material list in case you haven't watched the first part, but I suggest that you first watch the first part so you can continue making this skirt, or if you want to make just a skirt for a different project. Well, I think that this is a good idea of how you can make a skirt. Okay, imagine just a skirt like this, and you can make it for yourself. Imagine in a different color, maybe wearing a white top, and just simple like that, you will look beautiful and amazing. Please, if you make it, take a picture. I would love to see you wearing this skirt. Okay, well, for now I'm going to show you how you can make it for this dress. I will give you the material list again, and remember that we are going to use the same materials that I gave you in the first video, so you don't need to buy any more material, okay, in case you are making this for a bigger size. Well, so let's start. I will give you the material list and the step by step. For this dress, for a 1-year-old dress, we are going to need 100 grams of plain yarn in this color and 200 grams of this combination of colors and a crochet hook of number 3. Remember that if you want to use the same materials that I use in all my videos, here I will leave all the information. Remember that if you want to buy and use the same materials that I use in all my videos, you can visit my online store www.lauracepeda.es. So remember that I give you homework and you have to make 3 double crochet in each V. So now we are going to start with the skirt. First, go up with 2 chains, then in each double crochet we are going to make 1 double crochet, remember, of 2 crochets. Then 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 1, 2, 3, and in the third double crochet of the last stitch we are going to make single crochet, then 5 chains again, skip 1, 2, 3, and in the last double crochet 3 double crochet, then, and here it is the second, then the third double crochet. So this will be the sequence. Now to start the next one, we are going to make 1 chain, we are going to skip 1, 2, and now we are going to repeat this sequence. So 3 double crochets together, 1 in each stitch. So here we have 2, then 3, 5 chains, skip 1, 2, 3, single crochet, 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochets, and like this the whole row, 2 and 3. So here we have one sequence, and here we have a second sequence. So we are going to continue like this, repeating this sequence, repeating this series. Well, I finished the row, and remember that we are going to make 3 double crochets, 5 chains, single crochets, 5 chains, and again 3 double crochets. Like this, I made 11 sequences. Well, I have this number because remember that I'm making this dress for a 1-year-old girl. At the end, in the last sequence, I have to skip 1 stitch more because I have 1 left. So I just try to skip it and fix it like this, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. It will look good anyway, okay? Well, for now we are going to make double crochets over double crochets. Then, when we finish the 3 double crochets, we are going to make 5 chains, 4 and 5, and here right in the middle we are going to insert our hook and single crochet. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains, and here in the middle single crochet. Then 5 chains, 4 and 5. Then the 3 double crochets. Remember, we are going to make double crochets over double crochets like this, and 3. Then we are going to have, instead of 2, we are going to have 3 arch like this one. In between the 3 double crochet in each side. Now this is the first sequence. To go right to the next sequence, we are going to make 2 chains. Remember that the last row we made 1 chain of division between series and series. So we are going to repeat the same. We are going to make double crochets over double crochets, then 5 chains, and we are going to finish the sequence making 2 chains of division. And we are going to have 3 arches. So we are going to continue this row repeating the sequence. Well, at the end of the row, remember that here we have 1 stitch left, so I fixed it a little bit. But don't worry, we are going to continue making double crochet over double crochet, then 5 chains. And here in the middle of the next one we are going to make single crochet, then 5 chains, and again double crochets over double crochets. And again in this row we are going to have again 2 arches. I will show you how it looks. So we have just to repeat the same. So look, here again we have 2 arches and double crochets over double crochets, and then here in between each sequence we are going to make 5 chains, and again double crochets over double crochets. We are going to continue making the double crochets of 2 crochets. We are going to continue repeating this sequence the whole row, and look, this is how it looks. So let's finish the 1, 2, 3rd row. So far we have 3 rows. Here in the first row we leave 1 chain in between each sequence. Then in the second one 2 chains with 3 arches, and in the last one 5 chains in between with 2 arches. And so far it has to look like this. I will stop there a little bit so you can see it. So now to continue with the next row, it will be the same, but now we are going to have, instead of 2 arches, we are going to have 3. So again, double crochets over double crochets. Remember, of 2 crochets, remember, now instead of having 2 we are going to have 3. So 5 chains, and inside, in the middle of the next arch, single crochet, again 5 chains in the middle, single crochet, then 5 chains, and here at the beginning of the double crochets insert the hook, and now we are going to continue making the double crochets over the double crochets, and like this the whole row. We are going to have 1 row with 2, 1 row with 3, again with 2, again with 3 arches, and we are going to now chain in the 4th row, and then right here in the middle we are going to make a V. First 3 chains, then here insert your hook, and we are going to make a V. 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and in the same stitch 1 double crochet, and like this we make a V. And again 5 chains, and we are going to start the double crochets over double crochets. We are going to make 3, 1, 2, and 3, 5 chains, and now here remember that instead of 2 we are going to have 3 arches, 5 chains, Insert your hook and single crochet in the middle of the next arch, 5 chains, and here at the beginning of the double crochets we are going to insert our hook and 3 double crochets, and we are going to continue making this sequence in the 4th row, 1, 2, 3, and 4 row. And remember that in between each sequence we are going to make a V, and we are going to have 3 arches. Well, now for the next row we are going to continue making double crochets over double crochets, and now instead of having 3 arches we are going to have 2. So 5 chains, and inside, in the middle of the next arch, insert your hook, again 5 chains, and then the double crochets over double crochets. Now it will change a little bit here where we have the V. I will show you how. Just let me finish the first sequence. We are going to make 3 chains, and inside the V we are going to make 7 double crochets, all of them inside. So here we have 2. Remember, we are going to make the double crochets of 2 crochets. So here we have 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then all of them inside, 1, 2, 3 chains, and we are going to go right away to make the 3 double crochets of 2 crochets. Then again the 2 arches, and in between the V's we are going to make 7 double crochets, and we are making this in the 5th row. Well, remember that inside of the V's we are going to make 7 double crochets, and then we are going to continue repeating the sequence. Remember that we are making this in the 5th row. So let's continue and see you when I finish this row. Well, here I finished the row where I made the 7 double crochets inside the V's. Remember that here I made 3 chains in between. I only made 5 chains for the arches. Now to start the next row we are going to make 3 chains, then the 3 double crochets, and the third, then we are in the 6th row. Now we are not going to make chains, we are going to pass right to the next 3 double crochets, and we are going to crochet double crochet over double crochets, and we will have something like this. We are going to create a kind of pineapple, you can see it. Then 1, 2, 3 chains, and here when we form the shell we are going to make double crochets in each one of them, and in between we are going to make 1 chain in between. Please count them and make sure that you are going to make 7 of these. Well, at the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then 1, 2, and 3 chains, and right away the next 3 double crochets. Remember, over the last ones. Then right away we are going to close, and we are going to make the 3 double crochets. Remember that here we are going to create a pineapple that we called, and then we are going to repeat this sequence, and like this the whole row. Okay, remember we are going to form these pineapples, and here we are going to open the shell. Well, at the end of the row we are going to slip 1 to close. Now we will have something like this. We are going to start the 7th row. We are going to go up with 3 chains, and we are going to make the 3 double crochets, and we will leave the last stitch in half like this. Here we have 3, again double crochet in the next stitch, leave the last stitch in half, 4, no, here we have 5, 6, so here we have 6. Now we have 6, we are going to bring them through and we are going to make a chain, 3 chains, and we are going to go right to the next well, we have the 7 shells. So insert your hook in the first of the 7 double crochets that we made. So here in the same hole we are going to make 3 double crochets and we are going to leave the last stitch in half. So here we have 2, 3, and once we have this we are going to bring them through together and we are going to make 2 chains and we are going to make bhooked stitch. The bhooked stitch is like this, that you make 2 chains and you come back and insert your hook where you are started and slip 1, and like this we create this little pom-pom or how can we call it? I call it a drop. And then in the second of 7 double crochets that we made, remember in the same hole we are going to make 3, leaving the last stitch in half, we are going to bring them through and then we are going to make 3 chains. Sorry, I think before I said 2, but no, we have to make 3 chains and then the drop, the bhooked stitch, then again 3 chains, and in the next one we are going to repeat the same. And we are going to make this in each of the 7 double crochets that we made before, remember? And remember that at the end we will have the last stitch in holes and we are going to bring them through together and 3 chains and then bhooked stitch. This little drop, remember to take all these 3 threads together and slip 1. And again 3 chains and we repeat. I just want to make you sure that this is really clear before we continue with something else, okay? So that's why I want to do it with you, so you can see how it is. And then insert your hook here, taking these 3 threads. It's important because the drop, this bhooked stitch will look better. This drop looks better than like we made in the first time. So I suggest that you try to make all of them the same. Something also that I want to make you notice is that, as you could see, it's like if we were making a double crochet of 3 crochets. The only difference is that the last stitch we leave it in half and then we bring them through. This makes that our ellipse looks a little bit longer. And look at here. Here we are going to continue making double crochets of 2 crochets, but we are not going to make one more to leave it in half. We are just going to make 2 double crochets and the last we are going to leave it in half. You can see the difference what we were making before. Here we made 3, like we were making a double crochet of 3 crochets, but here we are making double crochets of 2 crochets and we are leaving the last one in half. And once you have these 6 double crochets of 2 crochets together, bring them through, then 3 chains, and now we are going to continue what we were making before, making the leaves with the bhooked stitch, and this will be the last row of the first ruffle. So let's continue with this sequence. Okay, so now once you finish this row, we are going to continue with the rest. I will show you how. We are going to fold the first ruffle like this, and from behind here in this row, remember, this is the last row that we made before we started the ruffles. So here when this pleat is, we are going to make this. I will show you how we are going to continue to make the next ruffle and to make this ruffle in a different level. So here we are going to start our stitch. Here, when you remember here when we create this pleat, we are going to make 3 chains. We are going to continue making the mesh stitch. So first we will start with 3 chains, 2 and 3, then we are going to skip 3, 1, 2 and 3. In the third we are going to insert a hook and a double crochet, then 3 chains, and again skipping 2, and in the third we are going to insert our hook and we are going to make a double crochet. And now, as you can see here, we are creating this mesh stitch. So as you can see, in the third we insert a hook and double crochet, again 3 chains, and in the third we insert our hook, and like this is how we are going to continue making the mesh stitch. We are going to make as many rows as we need to make the second level of the next ruffle. After this we are going to continue, we are going to repeat this sequence. So as you can see, from here we are going to continue with the next levels. And well, like this, I'm going to make 5 rows of mesh stitch, and see you when I finish to make these 5 rows to teach you how we are going to continue with the next ruffle. Okay, so look, here I finished the 5 rows of mesh stitch. Now to continue, I'm going to make the row of double crochets. Remember that in the first row, before making this ruffle, in each sequence we made 11 double crochets. Well, now somehow we have to increase to make our rows more open and to create this A shape that we want. So for this row we are going to make 12 double crochets. So we are going to make 2 inside the shell and 1 over the shell. And 1 over the double crochet. So 2 inside, 2 double crochets inside the mesh, and then 1 over in the last double crochet. So look, we are going to continue like this the first 3 mesh, making 2 inside, but now the 4th mesh with 3 double crochets inside, and here is where we are going to increase, and then we are going to make 3 with 2 inside and then 1 with 3 inside, and then remember the double crochet over double crochet, and then again 3 mesh with 2 double crochets inside, and then the next one with 3. Well, at the end of the row we are going to repeat what we made, remember, before making the ruffle. That, for example, this is one sequence and this is another sequence, so between 3 double crochets we are going to make 3 chains and single crochet, and then between sequence and sequence we are going to make 1 chain, and then we are going to continue with the ruffle. Well, here we finished the second ruffle. Now we are going to continue with the third ruffle. So I already made the 5 rows of mesh stitch, then 1 row of double crochet. Remember, I made 2 inside and then 1 of 3, and then I repeat the sequence of the next row after the ruffle. Remember that if here we have 11, then 12, here we must have 13. So here we are going to start the third ruffle, okay? So let's continue and see you when we finished. Oh, here I finished the row and I just repeat the sequence. Remember that in the first level Of ruffle I made 11 shells, then I made 12, and then I made 13. And here we are. I repeat all the sequence and I just increase where I have to increase, and now I'm going to continue with the sleeve. Well, look, I used the same stitch that I used for the last row of the ruffle, okay? I decided that I'm going to use this color, and then I'm also going to make some rows for the color. But well, I'm going to use this pink, and as you can see, this pink is in here in my yarn, so I'm going to cut, and I'm just going to use the part that has this color, but you can make it in yellow, in orange, it's up to you. But well, let's start with this color. Okay, so to start we are going to put our thread here in the color that we choose, and we are going to make a single crochet. We are going to make 2, 1 and 2. Then we are going to make double crochets. Okay, I guess that I did something wrong. First we are going to make 2 chains. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do it fast. Well, now double crochet, then 2 chains, again double crochet, all of them in the same stitch, 2 chains, double crochet, and like this 7 times, and then we are going to make 2 chains, then 4 single crochets, 2, 3 and 4, and we are going to make the same number of shells. We are going to make 2 in front and 2 in the back, and at the end we will make 4 like we made in this sleeve, okay? So you more or less are going to calculate the distance between each shell until we have a 4. For now, let's continue. Now we are going to repeat the 7 double crochets. So here more or less we are going to insert our hook. Remember that before we made 2 chains, and then the 7 double crochets. Well, at the end of the row we will finish with 2 single crochets, because remember that we also start with 2 single crochets. Well, then now we are going to continue. First we are going to make 2 chains, and now inside each hole, remember that we made 7 double crochets, so at the end we will have 6 spaces. So between each of them we are going to make a leaf. I will show you how. Remember, like the ones we made in the shells of the ruffles. And in the top, a picot stitch. Remember that we have to take these 3 threads together and bring them through, and like this we create this picot, this little drop. Then 2 chains of division, and again the sleeve. Remember, double crochet, we have to leave the last stitches in hold, so we are going to make 3 and then the picot stitch, and we are going to continue like this the whole row. Well, at the end of the shell, between the single crochets, we are going to make a single crochet and then 2 chains, and right away we are going to start with the next shell. And like this we are going to continue until we have the 4 shells that we need for our sleeve. Well, now that once that we finish making the sleeves, we are going to continue with the neck. We are going to give it a final touch, just making 1 row of I forgot, sorry, the name of this stitch, crab stitch, sorry. We are going to make 1 row of crab stitch. Remember that it's a single crochet but backwards. So we are going to continue all around it. Remember that if you want, and if you feel that your neck is too wide, well, we can reduce it a little bit in this row. But I think in this case it looks good. Please, before you make this row, try on your kid's body. I mean, try to see if the neck is good, if everything is good. So here we can fix it. And I suggest that before you reduce the neck, well, you should see how it looks. Okay, I want to make sure that everything's clear and you know what is the crab stitch. So we are going to make it until here, and also here in the V of the where we leave it open, remember? Okay, so let's continue. Well, also if you want to continue making crab stitch here, well, you can continue, or you can make single crochet. I think that I'd rather to make a single crochet here. And with this we will finish. Now let's see how it looks. Well, what do you think? I hope you all like it. With this we will finish the dress. Remember to put the last details. I put a ribbon all around the dress to mark the skirt, and in the back I put a button. So please don't forget about these little details that will make your dress even more beautiful, and it will make more special to the person you are making this dress. Well, remember that if you like this video, don't forget to share it, and don't forget to like it, and leave me a comment here down below. As soon as I can read them, I will answer back. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, in Facebook, in Instagram, in Pinterest, and of course also in my Spanish channel, where I share more projects like this one. And when I can make the project in English, I will make it for you. If you have any suggestion that you have watched any video of me in Spanish that you want me to make it in English, please let me know. You can leave it here in the comments. And remember that I have a new section in my channel. If you haven't noticed, YouTube has YouTube stories, where there I share my day-to-day and the next stories that I'm making. So please don't miss these stories here in my YouTube channel. You just have to look for my profile picture and click there, and you will see my stories. But well, please don't forget to give me a like. Thank you so much. Bye.